So today we will go into Enums and we will start the watch command. So you can see where we have left off, and it will be in exercises Enums 1. Like that, we go into the exercise Enums 1. Like that. And here it says no hints this time, so we have to find it out ourselves. Here we have an enum called message, and the to do here is define a few types of messages as used below. So here, as you can see, we are printing the values of these members in the enum message. So what we can do here is just declare these members. So these are now members of these enum messages. Let's see. And it's compiling, and as you can see in the output, quit, echo, move, change color. It's just printing out basically the name of these members. And as we don't have any values, it won't print out anything further. So that's the output. Okay. And we will go into the next one. And as you can see, the same thing, enum message, we have to define the different variants used below. And also here we have a method on this message enum, which is a function call, and it just basically prints out the enum. So as you can see, we have here an array messages, and here we have got the different members of the enum message. So here we have move, which will take 2 points. We have echo, which takes a string. We have change color, which takes 3 values, 3 integer values, and we have quit, which doesn't take any value. And here we have 4 message in messages, so we take a reference from messages, and just for every message, for every member in here, we will call the call function on it. So it will just basically print out the content of the members. Okay, so what we will have to do is just declare these members. So we have the first one, move, and it will take 2 points, x. I will make them, I guess, I32. I will zoom out a little bit so we can see it. I32, and y also I32. Then we have echo, here echo, and it takes a string. And as you can see, this is like a tuple in an enum, so we can pass it over here. Then we have change color. This also is a tuple which takes 3 I32 values. And the last one will be quit, and this won't take any value, like that. So we can save, and it's compiling. And as you can see, as we have now values in the enum, it prints out the values. So here we have 2 points with integer values. We have a string in echo. We have change color, which takes 3 integer values, and we have quit, which doesn't take any value. All right. And we are actually in the last one. And this seems to be a little bit more complicated. So again, we have a enum message, and to do implement the message variant types based on their usage below. Here we have a point struct which takes x and y, and here we have a state struct which takes color. This takes a tuple, so we pass a tuple inside this struct. The position takes a point, basically a struct of type point, so it will have 2 values over here, and quit will take a boolean. And over here you can see we have implemented methods on this struct state, and the first one is change color. It will take self, it's always in here, and it will take a tuple of 3 unsigned integers, and all it does, it takes this argument and passes it to self.color. So it takes the instance and accesses the color member, and it will apply the passed in values. Quit will basically just go into self.quit and make it true if it's called. Echo will take a string and it just prints out the string. And move position will take a point, a struct of type point. That's what is declared here. And then it will just modify the position of the instance to be of the values we pass over here in P. And process, and here we have an argument message of type message, so that's what we need to implement. And as you can see, create a match expression to process the different message variants. So over here we have the test match message call. So we make an instance of the state struct. The state struct, as you can see, is over here. State, it takes a color tuple, it takes position of type point, and it takes a boolean. So that's what's get passed here. Quit a boolean, position will be of type point, and color will have a tuple with 3 integer values. And as you can see, we call the process function and pass it a member of the enum of message. This one we have to implement. So the first one will take a tuple of 3 integer values. The second one will take a string. The third one will take a struct of type point, and the last one is not taking any values. And as you can see here, these are the tests. So if we call state.color, we should have this tuple. If we call state.position.x, we will have 10, and so on. So I will firstly split the screen so you can see what I'm doing here. So the first thing we need to do is to implement the message variant type based on their usage below. So as you can see here, we are calling the message enum. I will zoom out a little bit so you can see it better, like that. So we are actually doing that, and we start with change color. So change color, and this will take in a tuple of 3 unsigned integers. As you can see here, we have in the state u8, so I will choose that u8, u8, u8. So this is what we will pass here. As you can see, we are passing a tuple, and then we have echo, which will take a string. Then we have move, which will take a point. And then all it's left is quit, which doesn't take any value. So we have declared this over here. And then what we need to do is actually we have here the process function, and I will close that over here. We have the process function, and here we basically have to match this message so we will see what will get passed. For example, if we pass change color with these values, we have to call the change color function and pass it these values or this tuple. So as you can see, we match message, and if we have message change color, and this will be a tuple, and these are actually color values, so I will call it RGB for red, green, blue. And if that's the case, we will call the change color, so self.change color, and we will pass it these values over here. Now the second one will be message echo, and this will just message echo, and this will just receive a single string. So I will call this S for string, and then we will call the self dot echo, and we will pass S. So echo S, and the next one will be message move. So message move, and we will get a point. I will call it P. You can basically call it in here whatever you want. And then we will call self.move position, that's this one, and we pass it the point. And then the last one, message.quit. This won't take any value, so we just call message or self.quit without any argument, like that. And now it should actually be compiling, so let's see. And it is compiling. As you can see, basically what we've done, we have just declared this enum message, and we have passed it, or we have declared here the members and its types. For example, echo will take a string, move will take a point, like that. Here we have the type point, which will get passed to move. And here we have state. This basically just has the state of this state instance. So this is the beginning state we are beginning with, and then we can modify it by passing the members of the enum. So we do that by, first we have called the process, and then it basically looks the message. So what is the message of a type, or basically which member is here being called. So if message is change color, we will put these values or this tuple and pass it to change color. And as you can see, change color takes a tuple of 3 integers, and it basically just of this state here of this instance. So this instance will be state.color will be color, so it modifies it, and that's why we need here a mutable reference. As you can see on here, echo, we don't need a mutable reference because all it does is printing it out, so nothing gets modified. And yeah, as you can see, we do the same thing. We call message. Over here we match message echo, and if it's like that, if it's message echo, we take the string and just pass it to echo, to this function. If it's move, we have a point and we just call move position with the point. That's actually what we have here. As you can see, we call state. This is the instant of state. The function process will be called, and we pass it message, move, and a point. And quit is the least difficult one because it doesn't take any values. We just call it, and it will make self.quit to true. So in this state, quit will be true. And as you can see in the beginning, we have make it false. So this will get modified. All right, so we are done. And the next topic will be, so I've again forgot to remove this line. No. Strings 1 failed. All right, I'm sorry, we are in enums, so the next topic will be strings. And I will see you then, and goodbye.